Howdy, boys and girls. So, try this again. Y'all know how the snare works? I know you might have had the old Trapper's Bible for a while, but if you don't know how it works, you never get it right. So it took me years to figure it out, because I didn't bother having anybody show me, like I am you right now. So, got your cable, but there's a trigger. So that's what people don't. Professionally built snare. It's got all the right little parts on it here, which makes it about 1,000% more effective. So if you're just going to go tie some string in a little knot and leave it in the woods for something to fall in and take, think you're going to eat that way, well, you're sadly mistaken. So, how-to videos, huh? Okay, YouTube, careful what you ask for. So, once an animal steps into the snare, if it's loaded, you got to load this kind of like you do a gun. But to load it properly, first of all, it comes in a coil, but you got to work it on something. You just got to. I used to have a nail in the backyard. I'd sit there and work the snares back and forth on that big nail on that tree, and it's straightened right out, so you can load them. So it's important that you have a little loop spread apart. It's got to look like a backwards P if you're looking at the hinge. Looking at the hinge. Just like so. Alright? Now, here's the thing about this. When it's loaded, just like anything else, it'll pull itself shut, but it won't come back open. How that happens is because of that little trigger in there. So when a critter comes along and sticks a leg in here, see, when he puts the leg in there, and the first instinct for him to do is pull it tight, right? Pull her leg, like, what the fuck was that? Well, when they did that, they got them now, and the tighter they kick, they keep kicking, the tighter this thing cinches up on your leg until you can't move it no more. And you got to unload the snare. I walked up on a coyote I had in a snare trap one day, and I never used to let the boys follow me along when I go and check my trap line. And so I come up and there's this big coyote laying there, and I figured I just set that trap the day before, but this coyote, she got in it and she looked dead to me. I poked her with the rifle, a couple times, just make sure, it didn't wear itself out and was sleeping. I watched it for a second like you always do from afar, and then it came closer. This thing was dead, y'all. I mean, it was dead. This is nature and the universe and God sending me a message when all this went down. So I proceeded to take the little cable off of my snare, off the little sapling tree I had it tied to, the coyote was tied to as well, the snare. As soon as I stepped over that dog, let me tell you what, it came to life like. Meanwhile, when I stand up straight, it goes around my legs with the cable attached to the snare. Attached to it, and it's in a hurry to get away from me, and it just got wrapped closer. And when she was right behind me, I'm trying to get this sumbitch who had some snapping, snap, snap, snap. You hear the jaws snapping together, the little needle teeth. She was right on my ass, and I went to go, and my feet were all of a sudden in that cable. Talk about being in a tough juke joint in East Texas on a Friday night. That ain't shit compared to what I just got through. I'm down on the ground, and here comes the teeth, right? The snap, snap, snap from all over. I'm just putting my arms up, and that's where all them scars. See these scars on my forearms? See all them scars? Coyote bites from that one coyote. And old Bo Dog, man, my yellow. Oh, yellow. Even though I told them to stay at the house when I go check my trap line, Bo always followed along. Right? Bo, he was smart. He's still smart to this day. Just like Lucky, you'd be walking in the woods, and if you stop, he stops and listens. You're on the same wavelength, And so Bo would follow along anyway, and thank God he did, because one day when I'm down on the ground, wrapped up with a coyote, pissed off meter, leg been caught up all night, about ready to chew it off, and he comes on top of you all of a sudden. When that big old beautiful yellow come out of the woods, boy, he just boom, took her down too. And I watched him, and he squeezed that dog's neck, just took her by the neck down to the ground. And he's sitting there squeezing her, and she's just sitting there and they're dying. Granted, she might have been on to give her last, she had 10, 15 seconds, she was dancing with me tangled up, but he took the rest of it out of her, and he saved my ass that day. Yep. That's a good one. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, be safe.